grasshopper. Must be a fairly large one.
Sit. Sit.
I'm running.
Sit. Okay. What you doing, boy? Girl. What you doing?
Excited is
She is like a rocket.
you got a parade. I wanted to just go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, a wagon train.
I saw that hole in the driveway an hour or two ago. I came out here for a little walk down the driveway. And at that time it was it was the same size, but it was completely dark inside, like bottomless. There was nothing to see in there. And now there's that rock and a little pile of sand. I've seen holes like that before, just appear out of nowhere overnight, and I've always been curious about it. Was this a yellow jacket nest or gopher hole or what? Never have known. I still don't. But something's been working on it. We got a high quality air quality index, a little over 100, and I've been staying inside today mostly, not working on picking up debris. Came out yesterday morning and did a bunch. It's one of these things I'm picking away at. It's the only way I can seem to do things now. Is it's so overwhelming to try to get it done all in one go. And I like to do things that way, but it gets hot and exhausting, and it's no fun anymore after a while. And then my tendency is to just kind of forget about it. And a couple months later, oh yeah, I was going to come out and pick up all the debris. And I didn't, so I'm forcing myself. And I can't today because of the air quality. But it's looking really nice out here. Dennis and Jean came over last night. They called and asked if they could park there side by side and bring their mower over here and just leave them. They're going to be back in a couple of weeks, and they don't want to have to drag everything back home 100 miles and then back up again. Oh, sure, of course, you bet. We chatted for, God, at least 45 minutes. Those are really nice people. They are genuine and honest. They're the real deal. And they offered, use the mower. That's what it's for. You know, help yourself. And a driveway like this, once I get all the debris picked up, I'm going to. And then Dennis asked if I had any other trails that I want to mow. Go ahead and use it for that. Only one I could think of was Turtle Trot Trail. Well, that's too narrow and too... I wouldn't want to take it in there. And then this morning I thought, ATV Loop Trail, for heaven's sakes. I've got to get that mowed before the summer's over, and I've been dreading it. Kind of, not really. I like mowing. Oh, the mower, the riding mower. Yeah, so that's on my agenda for this week sometime. It's going to be in the 70s this week. That's wonderful. And then temperature climbs up into the low to mid 80s. this coming weekend. I've been watching this afternoon some of my videos from ancient days, from 15 years ago. I uploaded them to YouTube. Some of them were made with a Sony Handycam, which is really low resolution compared to high definition. And they're so fun to see, I guess. Some of them I haven't looked at for 15 years. I looked at them when I made them and then uploaded them to YouTube, and I'll look at them someday. Well, today was the day to look at a lot of them. What memories. And I'm just looking at one now before we came out here. Oh my God, I was fat. I was 190 pounds, 200 pounds, and my face is just, and my double chin is massive. I wasn't as aware of it as I am now. Seeing that, oh my God, you're hauling all that weight around? That's what photography is good for. There you are. And how much video I've got of Suki. She and I out together in the woods, on the trails, way far from home. And it was that way for us, just like it is now with Insley. We were together and we knew each other's moves and thoughts, and she is reminding me what a ball fanatic she was. She loved the balls. And I miss that. That's the one thing I really miss about her. Her keen enthusiasm for the ball. Toss it up in the air. Boom, she'd catch it just. And I've tried with Insley, and there's just no comparison. She doesn't have any commitment to the ball. Last time I tried interesting her in it, a few weeks ago, got it out, tossed it over, and she just ran off into the whatever, looking for animals to hunt. All dogs are not the same. All dogs are as individually personalitied as humans are. We think that dogs are fairly much clones of one another, and their tendencies. No, they're not. They're individually created, completely different DNA from each other. And when you're looking at a dog at the animal shelter and they tell you what kind of personality the dog is, they're lying. It's not fair for them to say anything about the dog. They may have had the dog for a few weeks, even a few months. They don't know that dog's personality. All they know is what they see in the kennels. And they aren't with the dogs all day long. They aren't with them to get to know them, interacting with them. The dogs are locked in cages. Their personality can't be known because they're single-mindedly trapped in this one little venue that's not what it's going to be when they get out and join a family and a home and a yard and a whole new life. I'm part of a couple Facebook groups that are all about dog rescues and problems people are having with the dogs they've adopted. Oh boy. And the advice that people give is so difficult because these dogs have been traumatized in a rescue shelter for months at times. And it's going to take these dogs, there's a rule of thumb, 3-3-3. 3 days to adjust or begin to adjust to a different life in a new home with a new family. 3 weeks for something else and 3 months for something else. That's kind of the time span that's paradigm for rescue dogs. And it's good advice because people get these dogs home and they want them to be perfect. They want them to know the rules. They want them to be what they want them to be. They can't be. And it's going to take a long time. Even with Insley, I think I've mentioned, I've had her for 1.5 years now. And there's some things we're just now beginning to learn about each other and interact with in ways that I need and ways that she needs that you can't possibly teach those things, and you can't possibly even learn them for months. She's around over somewhere behind that wood pile. There she is. There are gopher mounds, about 10 or 12 of them, just the other side of those wood piles, along the trail that goes down to the otter pond. Well, that's where I am now for wood, with another mostly full wheelbarrow waiting to go in there. So if my daily ration of wood is 1 wheelbarrow a day, and I didn't do one today, and I'm not going to do one today, that means I got to do 2 tomorrow. This thing is just overwhelmingly fantastic. It is an impatiens of some hybrid, but I have not trimmed it back. I haven't had to deadhead anything. I've just planted it. It's one plant. And I've always wanted to see what would happen if I take one plant, put it in the pot all by itself, make sure it gets enough water, and just let it go.